Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Watch with Nordic live commentary stream, the first commentary stream of 2026. Welcome everybody in here to the stream. Sorry about no streams on Monday. I know I promised them to you guys. I tried. But I was not feeling well. I've taken a couple days off here. Obviously, I had Royals game on Wednesday, and then it was New Year's Day, of course. So I wasn't really able to stream anything else besides that. But we are back. I am like 75% healthy. I'm good enough to stream now. So let's get ready to stream 2 today, the first of 2026. Starting off with the Vegas Golden Knights and the St. Louis Blues in a little 3 p.m. Friday afternoon matchup. Come on, guys. Who doesn't love some good Friday hockey? Welcome back. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. The game has not started yet, RJ. It has not started yet. It starts at 3. It starts around 3, so in a little bit here. If you guys could excuse me for a moment, there is something I need to add to the broadcast really quick. You guys could give me a second here. I gotta press that really quickly. So, as I promised you guys, we are going to be adding a score clock that is from the NHL website. So it's going to be a little bit different for 2026. You're no longer going to see the first periods and such. I just need to add it in here super quickly. Why is it upside down? Okay, there we go. All right. And we just got to make it 100 by 100. That's small enough. Okay, interact. All right, I won't mess with that right now. I had it set up and ready to go. I'm going to have to fix it for later on today in the Winter Classics. Sorry about that. We are adding a new score clock for 2026. I was unable to get it up here and ready to go for this one. It was giving me a lot of problems earlier, but it should be ready to go for the Winter Classic stream later tonight. But let's get ready for the start of tonight's game between the Vegas Golden Knights and the St. Louis Blues. Starting goaltenders here today. Joel Hofer making his third start in Watch with Nordic history, his 23rd game overall. And on the other side, Carter Hart is making his Watch with Nordic debut tonight, playing in his 10th game back from the obvious Canada sexual assault trial and everything that happened there. It is a little 3 p.m. matchup here today between the Vegas Golden Knights and the St. Louis Blues, and we are underway. Face-off one here by the Blues. Here they move it now through center. Into the zone, dumped down low then by Dalibor Dvorsky, stolen back then by the Golden Knights. Vegas moves it through center. Pass to the right side into the zone, then Korzak will dump it down low. Now Saad racing for it. Hofer will come out of his net to play the puck, and it's back up then for Jonathan Berggren, who will give it back to Falk, and he'll regroup in the St. Louis zone. Berggren through center. Back on the right side then, Buchnevich will dump that one into the zone. Noah Hannafin, who was recently named to the Team USA Olympic roster, will try and regroup with that puck. Down low now on the right side. Vegas gets it back. Barbashev will pass to center. Trying to race that one through the zone. That is Stone, and intercepted there by the Blues. Golden Knights get it right back. Hannafin banks it off the boards. Eichel to center. Bowman battling forward in the corner. Stolen back then by the Blues. Here they come the other way. St. Louis dumps it into the Vegas zone. Now battling forward here in the corner. Hannafin picks it up behind the net. Back then for Barbashev. Barbashev to Eichel. Eichel looks. Falls onto his ground, and play is blown dead there for offsides. What'd I mess up? And we're going to get a penalty here, it looks like. Sorry, I got to ease back into the commentary. St. Louis penalty here on Jordan Kyrou. It's going to be a holding call, and the Vegas Golden Knights will head to the first power play here tonight. As Eichel was knocked down to the ground by Kyrou, ref said, hey, that's a penalty. And as a result, Vegas will head to the power play here. Yeah, so Carter Hart making his live stream debut. He's never been in a commentary stream before, of course. Playing in his 10th game since the trial back in July. Face-off here in the St. Louis zone. Vegas on the power play. Blues win the draw. They will clear it down into the Vegas end. And forced to regroup now down low. Here's Mitch Marner. Marner moving the puck here now through center. He'll drop it back then for Eichel. Eichel through the zone to Dorofeev. Dorofeev on the right side, trying to bank that one down low. Hurdle then to Marner at the point. Marner to Eichel. Eichel drops it back then for Stone. Stone to Dorofeev. To Marner. Back to Eichel. Vegas doing a good job here at moving the puck around, but they're mostly on the outside. Eichel to Stone. Pass in front. Hurdle, a shot. Save. Rebound is there. And the puck was bouncing too much for Stone to tap that one in. And Vegas regains control. Marner at the point to Eichel. Eichel on the left hash mark. Down low to Stone. Stone on the goal line. Pass to center, and it slides through and out of the zone. Mitch Marner now takes it back. This first unit will try and pressure again here now. They're forced back out. Dorofeev will move it back into the zone. Marner banked off the boards at the point. Eichel tries shooting it, and it deflects back down low into the corner. Stone to Eichel to Marner. Dorofeev to Hurdle in front, and he can't get the shot off. Good defensive play by Colin Parayko, and St. Louis will clear. Not all the way, though. Already a fast-paced game here off of that opportunity. Here's Mark Stone. We'll try and drop it back for Brett Howden, who is here on this second unit for Vegas. Still a little bit under the weather. Hanifin to the right side, then the Barbashev. Barbashev drops it back to the point. A shot! And it goes wide of Hofer and picked back up then by the Blues. Clear back out to center. Here's a chance for Kyrou out of the box. He's in! He can't get the shot on. And now a penalty against Vegas. As Kyrou took an offensive zone rush in and Hanifin interfered with him. And as a result, Vegas will get a penalty now and St. Louis will go to the power play here in this first period. So again, Kyrou comes out of the box, comes into the zone. He gets interfered with there on by Noah Hanifin. And that results in a St. Louis power play. Hey, what's up, John? Go Blues. Love to hear that. Oh, it's a penalty shot. I didn't even realize it's a penalty shot. Holy crap, the third penalty shot in Watch with Nordic history. Oh my gosh. I didn't even see them point to center. I thought it was a penalty. All right, well, Kyrou coming in here on the penalty shot. Through center, dekes in, saved by Carter Hart. And Hart quickly says no on that one. I didn't think it was a penalty shot. I did not see him point to center, but I guess he did. And the third penalty shot in Watch with Nordic history. All three of them coming this season. And that one is swiftly denied there with the glove by Hart. So no power play for St. Louis. My apologies. 16-16 left to go here in the first period. Only one shot per piece here, and it's 0-0. Howden trying to deke through the zone. Gets knocked off there by the Blues. Vegas gets it right back. Marner cleared into the St. Louis zone. Trying to bank that one off the board is Matthew Kessel. He'll get that one out to center. Here come the Blues the other way. Neighbors. Right side to Snuggerud. Intercepted there by Howden, who will bank that one out of the zone. I thought Snuggerud was injured. Did he come back? Did he just come back recently? Here's Marner banking that one around behind the net then to Hanifin. Hanifin trying to handle that one at the point. Will slide it down low for Marner. It's broken up then and picked right up by Howden. Howden being tied up by Kessel. Vegas trying to set up here in the St. Louis zone. Hannafin over to Korzak, a shot. And it goes wide. Hannafin a chance. And that one goes off the netting. Now Shen down low here for Kessel. Kessel pass to center. Puck will slide all the way into the Vegas zone. Now Whitecloud. Back then for Barbashev. Barbashev pass over then for Bowman is tipped away and cleared back into the Vegas end. Golden Knights look fast here today. Cleared back into the St. Louis zone. It'll be an icing against the Golden Knights. Go Blues, Alaska Aces fan. Nice. Got some St. Louis fans in the chat. Some great efforts here by Vegas on that power play. They couldn't really get any shots on, though. That was the biggest thing. Again, it's one thing to get offensive zone chances, but when you're not getting shots, you know, what's the point? St. Louis here at center. Poke checked ahead then by Broberg, who'll be representing Team Sweden in the Olympics. Those rosters were obviously announced today. Expect those videos to release between this and the Winter Classic live stream. I did Team USA quickly before I started here tonight. Or today, because it's literally daytime. Vegas moves it through center. Hurdle through the zone. What a move past Tucker. He'll spin around and look for options. Hurdle to the point to Korzak. Back to Hurdle. Hurdle dekes through. He's poke checked away there. He'll just dump it back down low then to Dorofeev. Stolen back then by Thomas. Pass to center. St. Louis will get it out of the zone. Here they come the other way. Justin Falk brings it into the zone. Battling alongside Lazone. And now down low, Korzak gets it right back. Banked off the board. St. Louis keeps it in. Here's Otto Stenberg. Battling forward here down low. Tomas Hurdle. Back out to center then. Korzak with some room. Pass in front then for Smith. He'll slide into Bennington and the net comes off. And they will blow the play dead. And St. Louis did have the puck. I wonder if that might be a penalty. Doesn't look like it is. It looked like textbook, just like, you know, you're trying to run him off the puck and ran him into the net. But regardless of that, 13:35 to go in the first period. A penalty shot and a power play, and it's still 0-0 here in the first period. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. The new goal for Watch with Nordic and my overall YouTube channel for 2026 is to reach 5,000 subscribers by June. And if it's possible, we could reach 5,000 by the playoffs. That'd be awesome, but we'll see if that can happen, of course. That's a long ways to go. It's a good goal to set yourself, but again, you got to always be optimistic, be positive regardless of those difficult times. And January and February have been hard times statistically for my channel, but I'm hoping to change that here this season. So again, we'll be live later today for the Winter Classic between the Florida Panthers and the New York Rangers. An NHL team in Reno? Yeah, that's a little bit too much. I mean, maybe. Maybe in 20 years if they decide to make teams in other countries, maybe. And if those smaller markets do grow, it's possible. But yeah, thank you all so much for the support in 2025. It is greatly appreciated. We're going to keep on giving it to you guys. Keep on grinding here in 2026. Wish Alaska would come back. Yeah. Showing off the head coaches here in this matchup. Jen Montgomery in for St. Louis. Bruce Cassidy in for Vegas. Face-off here outside the St. Louis zone is won by the Blues. Banked off the boards and cleared back into the Vegas end. Toropchenko battling for it down low with Ben Hutton. St. Louis gets it back. They'll try and clear it up to the point, but it's tipped. And it goes back into the St. Louis end. Hofer out of his net to play it. Banks off the boards now behind the net. Tucker clears it around. Vegas trying to steal it back. St. Louis will get it out of the zone. 3-on-2 the other way. Falk to the right side. Joseph past the center, and it's blocked by a Golden Knight. Here comes Vegas the other way. Colasar down the right side. Skates back around. Pass up to the point to Saad. Saad to Hutton. He keeps that one in. Backhanded in on Hofer. And it doesn't get there all the way. It's banked off the boards and cleared out of play by Justin Falk. And I think that's going to be a penalty. And yes, that will be a penalty. So Justin Falk, a delay of game penalty here in Vegas, will get their second power play of the game already. Here, not even 10 minutes into the first period. And that's just a textbook delay of game. Again, he just flipped it up above the glass. And when you do that, that is a delay of game for those who may not know. So Vegas will head to the power play here with 12:51 to go in the first. Face off here on the right side. St. Louis picks it up and clears back out to center. Marner holds the puck for the Golden Knights. Marner in his own end, drops it back then for Eichel. Jack Eichel moves it through center, breaks it into the zone. Stone to Hurdle, to Marner. Marner to Hurdle. Hurdle then to Stone. Stone to Eichel. Eichel waits. Jack Eichel to Hurdle, down low to Stone. Stone to Eichel. To Marner. To Eichel, a shot. Save. Rebound there. And it's cleared down low into the corner. Dorofeev to Stone. Back to Eichel. Eichel to Stone. Pass in front. And they can't get it through. St. Louis clears. Almost halfway through the power play. 12 minutes to go in the first. Eichel to Stone. Stone to the point to Marner. Marner to Hurdle. Back to Eichel. Vegas doing a good job cycling their power play. Stone moves to center. Back to Dorofeev, a shot. And that one is blocked in front. Now Stone banks it off the boards and back up to the point. Marner shoots it. And it's deflected back down low. Hurdle in the corner. Fighting for it now with Tucker. 40 seconds to go here on the power play. Mitch Marner at the point. Back to Eichel. Eichel to Marner. To Dorofeev. Dorofeev to Hurdle. Hurdle to Dorofeev. On the right hash mark, pass in front to Stone. Hurdle to Eichel. It's deflected as it goes away, and it comes out of the zone. And St. Louis will quickly line change. Here's Marner to Eichel. Eichel back into the zone. 15 seconds to go. Eichel to Stone. Bounces off of Stone's legs and cleared by the Blues all the way down the other way. And that should do it for the Vegas power play. Great kill by St. Louis. Once again, they're keeping Vegas to the outside for the most part, but also getting their sticks in the right areas and not giving Vegas any shooting lanes. Here come the Blues the other way. Banked off the boards now for Joseph. Joseph drops it back. Broberg shoots it, tipped in front. They're trying to tuck it in there on Hart, and they couldn't do it. Here's Joseph now for Fowler. Fowler down low then for Stenberg. Stenberg battling forward here in the corner. It's banked off the boards and back to center. Barbashev trying to poke check that one ahead. Former St. Louis Blue. He'll bring it into the zone. Dekes around. Slides wide of Hofer. And now back out to center. Colasar to Lazone. He'll flip that one down low into the St. Louis end. Now Fowler to Falk. Justin Falk. Played back then to Berggren. It's intercepted there by the Golden Knights at center. As we approach the halfway mark. Here's a pass in front. Colasar! He scores! Keegan Colasar! And the Golden Knights lead 1-0. And it was a turnover in the neutral zone, and a nice passing play there sent Colasar in all alone on Hofer. And he scores Vegas' first goal of 2026. And the Knights lead 1-0. And this comes off of a huge chance on Carter Hart, as Stenberg nearly had an open lane for his first NHL goal, but Hart made the initial save. Nice pass in front by Colton Sissons, and it gives Colasar an open lane. And he shoots that one right past low glove on Joel Hofer. And the Knights lead 1-0. And that's Colasar's first goal of the season, actually. Bank back down low here into the St. Louis end. Battling forward here now. Hurdle trying to bank that one off the boards. Dvorsky battling forward here as well. And we get a whistle here for a high stick. And a face-off will come in the St. Louis zone. 9:32 to go in the first period. Vegas leads 1-0. Assist on that goal comes from Colton Sissons and Keegan Korzak. And in terms of Kolasar himself in Watch with Nordic Streams, that is his first goal, second point. For those who obviously do follow that stat and those who know we keep track of all that good stuff. And Kolasar opens the scoring here. And first game of the day. Again, Carter Hart making his Watch with Nordic debut tonight. You also have Joel Hofer playing in his third Watch with Nordic game. He is 0-2. Has allowed 4 goals on average, a .920 save percentage. That doesn't include a relief game in there as well. Overall, for these two teams in live commentary streams, this is the 13th time we've streamed Las Vegas. All time, the first time of 2026, of course. And as for the Blues, it is our 11th time we have streamed St. Louis, and the first time in 2026, of course, as well. So some fun tidbits there, of course. You know we keep track of all that stuff in the Watch with Nordic spreadsheet. I should show off that again here soon, because it is going to see some improvements coming up. Still a commercial break here. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Please like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into this wonderful commentary stream. So Keegan Kolasar with the opening goal today. And the Golden Knights lead 1-0. Face off here in the St. Louis zone. It's won by the Blues. They'll take it out to center. Sundqvist to Joseph. Back to Toropchenko. Toropchenko brings it in. Shoots it. Saved by Hart. Rebound. He scores! It's Toropchenko with the goal. He gets it past Hart. And we have a tie hockey game. I'm not sure how that... It might have been a rebound. It looked like it bounced off of him. It might have been a shot that he took and then it bounced off of him and went back into the net. I'll have to see the replay. From my angle, it was a little bit difficult to tell. But Alex Toropchenko, who kind of starts this play, again, he had a poke check in his defensive zone, sent the Blues the other way. And he gets that one there on the rebound, it looks like, past Carter Hart. And that's assisted by Joseph and Sundqvist, his second goal of the season. And we have a game here, folks. It's 1-1. Face off here at center ice, won by the Blues, cleared into the Vegas end. Whitecloud tries clearing it around now, picked up by Vegas out to center. Barbashev trying to drop it back, stolen back then by Robert Thomas, who will carry it into the zone, dumps it back down low. Now Kyrou, puck up in the air then for Neighbors, puck slides in on Hart. He will just decide to cover it with 9 minutes to go in the first period. So in terms of Toropchenko, that's his second goal in Watch with Nordic commentary streams. So fun thing there to keep in mind. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe down below if you're new. In the Vegas zone, St. Louis gets it back. Kyrou shoots it, and it goes off a Golden Knight and out of play. With 8:51 to go. Again, the Blues, in terms of when you look at their second half of the season, it needs to be a lot better than their first half, that's for sure. And again, a lot of the time in the last few years, it's been that way. We remember last year, St. Louis really turned things around, especially in the last few months of the season. They went on a 10-game winning streak. They had a heater in March, and it got them into the first round where they did lose in 7. But it was a great effort against the Winnipeg Jets. And if you want to make the playoffs again here, you're going to need to do that. Here's Tucker clearing it around now behind the Vegas net. Sissons battling for it now down low. Will bank that one around the right side. Now Dvorsky pass in front. Stenberg deflects just wide and picked back up then by Korzak. Korzak off the boards. Now Kolasar racing forward. He gets knocked off the puck. And it's cleared all the way down the other way. And it'll be an icing against the Blues. So in terms of live streams this weekend is going to be a big weekend. We will be live every single day this weekend. Tomorrow we are doing Bruins and Canucks. That is our 10 p.m. stream tomorrow. I work most of tomorrow, but we will be doing a live stream at the end of the day. And then followed by Sunday and Monday being the World Juniors semifinals and the bronze and gold medal games as well. So those will be streams here too over the next couple of days. So when you're looking at the grand scheme of things here, between today and Monday, we will be having a total of 7 live streams over the course of those couple days here. So a lot to look forward to for sure from the commentary streams, as well as daily videos and shorts and all that good stuff. So the content does not stop flowing here from this YouTube channel. And of course, it's always been that way. Face off here in the St. Louis zone. It's won by the Blues. Neighbors will bank that one off the boards and back into the Vegas end. Hanifin off the boards, taken back then by Neighbors. Neighbors to Snuggerud at the point. Fowler shoots it, and it goes wide of heart. Kept in here by the Blues. Kessel battling for it down low. Now Hanifin off the boards, and back then by Snuggerud. At the point, Fowler shoots it, and it's blocked. Puck comes out to center. St. Louis tries banking it off the boards. Here's Snuggerud trying to bring that one in, and it's broken up there as Vegas steals it right back. Noah Hanifin with 7.5 minutes to go in the first. Hanifin looks. Pass to center is broken up there by the Blues. And here they come the other way. Thomas with Buchnevich. Thomas back then. Kyrou a shot. And it goes wide of heart. Buchnevich down low to the corner. Kyrou battling forward here as well. Thomas up to the point to Broberg. Broberg to Parayko. Parayko pass in front. Tipped away. And Thomas nearly got a chance. And he couldn't get it on his stick in time. Here comes Vegas the other way. Dorofeev behind the net. Takes it around behind. Now banks it down low here into the corner. Hurdle battling for it. Broberg poke checks it away. Now Buchnevich. Drop back then to Parayko. Parayko to center. And cleared back into the Vegas zone. Carter Hart then for Smith. Over then. And down low for Jacob Magna, who is playing his first game with Vegas tonight. Eichel to Barbashev to Eichel. Pass to center. Bowman battling for it there. It's taken back then by Toropchenko behind the net. And banked over for Fowler. Fowler to Falk. 3-on-2 the other way. Passes drop back. Toropchenko looks. Pass to center. And he couldn't get it through. And Vegas will clear it out of the zone. St. Louis keeps the pressure going. 6:13 to go in the first period. We are tied at 1. Toropchenko shoots it. And off the pad of Jeremy Lazone. And back to center for the Blues, who will just dump that one back down low and get a line change. Here come the Knights the other way. Lazone dumps it into the zone. Hofer cleared around to the right side. Brandon Saad battling for it. Now Shen trying to bank that one off the boards as well. Here come the Blues now the other way. Braden Shen dumps it down low. Puck will slide in here now on Noah Hanifin. Vegas trying to clear out the center. They will do so successfully. Saad will dump that one down low. Battling forward in the corner now with Kessel. Banked off the boards for Shen, who will clear back to the neutral zone. And now Vegas will get it right back and dump it back into the St. Louis end. About 5 minutes to go in the first period. Blues move the puck. Stolen back then by the Knights. Marner into the zone. Pass over. A shot. And it goes just wide of Hofer there as Brett Howden with a huge chance. And now St. Louis off the boards. Here they come the other way through the zone. Berggren gets knocked down to the ground, and I think that'll be a penalty. Ben Hutton will go to the box, and the Blues will get another opportunity on the power play right after this commercial break. As Berggren was knocked down to the ground. Oh my gosh. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Sorry if I don't sound like I'm 100%. I think I'm doing all right. Not the worst game I've commentated. I've commentated some pretty bad games, so like overall my commentary skills, not the games themselves. All right, power play for St. Louis coming up here in a moment. St. Louis power play. Gets their first opportunity here tonight. A lot of penalties being called. All right. Face-off coming here now in the St. Louis zone. Standing ovation here in St. Louis. It looks like everybody's standing. Must be maybe military appreciation. Maybe they're saluting a veteran or something. Face-off here in the Vegas zone. Blues are on the power play. Thomas versus Howden. Face-off won by the Blues. Fowler to Dvorsky. Dvorsky, bank back up to the point. Fowler to Dvorsky. Dvorsky on the right side, shoots it, deflected, and goes back to the right side, kept in by the Blues. Thomas, down low, Snuggerud, in front, Buchnevich, Dvorsky shoots it wide, and it goes out of the zone. He had Carter Hart beat. Fowler to Buchnevich here now in the St. Louis zone as Vegas holds them in their own end. Fowler back to Thomas. Thomas to Buchnevich. Buchnevich to the point then for Fowler. Fowler to Snuggerud. Snuggerud looks. Down low then for Thomas. Thomas to Snuggerud. Snuggerud. Thomas in front. Buchnevich saved by Hart. Rebounds there. And it's cleared back up to the point. Fowler to Dvorsky now. Back down low here into the corner. Vegas gets it. And they will clear the other way. St. Louis gets it back in their own zone. Justin Falk off the boards then for Shen. Shen to the point to Neighbors. Neighbors to Falk. Falk to Kyrou. Kyrou to Berggren. Berggren to Kyrou. Kyrou here now on the right side. Berggren at the point now to Falk. Falk down low to Neighbors. Neighbors to Kyrou below the goal line. Kyrou pass up to the point, intercepted by the Knights. And here they come the other way. Eichel, shorthanded, battling for it alongside Berggren. And a whistle is blown dead for a offsides against Vegas. With 21 seconds left on the Blues power play. Both teams doing a good job at cycling the puck. Here's Jordan Kyrou. Back to Berggren now through the zone. Shen drops it back up to the point to Falk. Falk to Neighbors. Neighbors to Berggren. Berggren down low for Shen. Shen off the boards to Bergeron on the right side. Intercepted there by the Knights, and they will clear out to center. Falk dumps it back down low. Hart will play it back then behind the net for Noah Hannafin, who will pass it through center. Barbashev backhanding it down low behind the net here in the St. Louis zone. Puck slides back out to center. Hurdle brings it back in. That will do it for the St. Louis power play. Hurdle deking around the St. Louis defense. Couldn't get all the way through. Now Lazone dumps it down low. Hofer will come out of his net to play the puck. It's banked off the boards. And over for St. Louis. Joseph trying to clear, kept in by the Knights. 2 minutes to go in the first period. Down low now, Parayko. Parayko to Broberg. Broberg through the zone, gets knocked off the puck. Now Barbashev back over then for Dorofeev. Dorofeev fires it, and denied there by Hofer. Out to center. Dumped back in then by the Golden Knights. Now Justin Falk regrouping with the puck. Dvorsky to Fowler. Fowler trying to bank that one off the boards. Vegas trying to steal it back. Cam Fowler now down low behind the Blues net. Fowler stick handling the puck. Shots are 5-4 in favor of Vegas with 1:16 left to go. Thank you, Bounce Back. I appreciate it. In the Vegas zone, approaching the last minute of play in the first period. Mark Stone trying to move it through the zone. Neighbors to Kyrou. Kyrou skates it around, trying to look for options there. And just backhands it right back into the Vegas zone. Magna trying to bank that one off the boards in the Vegas end. Last minute of play here in the first period. Howden will bank it out to center. A lot of back and forth, not a whole lot of shots. A lot of center ice puck battles here. Puck is dumped back into the Vegas zone. Whitecloud to center. Stolen back then by the Blues. Kyrou to the right side. Thomas. Thomas loses an edge. Down low then for Neighbors. Neighbors pass over is intercepted. And a whistle is blown dead as I think they're calling Stone for a trip. Or Marner. Or somebody. Somebody's getting a penalty. And it's Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner will go to the box for tripping. And St. Louis will go to the power play with 21 seconds to go. This will carry over into the second period. All right, face-off coming here in the Vegas zone with 21.1 seconds to go. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Face-off here won by the Blues. Kyrou to Neighbors. Neighbors back to Kyrou. Kyrou to Neighbors. Back to Kyrou. Kyrou shoots it. Blocked in front. Falk. Bergeron a shot. What a block. 5 seconds to go. And Vegas gets out to center. Now Saad the other way. 2 seconds left. He's poke checked to the corner. And that will do it for the opening period. 20 minutes of play in the books. 2 goals. Both of them scored before the halfway mark. Keegan Colasar and Alex Toropchenko with the 2 goals. And it is a 1-1 game here heading into the first intermission. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We'll be back for the start of the second period momentarily. So St. Louis will carry a 1:38 of power play time into the second period. I always don't like power plays that carry over. It may sound like it's a great thing, but it's not always a great thing. It can sometimes be very negative for your team. It can sometimes give you a lot of time. It sometimes takes a lot of time for you to get into the offensive zone and actually set up. So I don't really like power plays that carry over. I like having that face-off in the offensive zone to start and having it for the full period. What's up, Rex? Welcome to the stream, brother. How we doing? Good to see you. Okay. So let me do the Keegan Colasar call. Hey, what's up, Rex? Rex, thank you so much for the dono, man. Sorry, I was checking stuff on my phone really quick. Going to be busy before I get a chance to be in chat again. I'll be keeping the stream up while I run errands. Great, man. Thank you. Thanks for the $10 dono. I appreciate it, man. Become one of my top donos. Donators, not donos. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it. All right. Pull up the stream here on my computer really quick while I edit this clip. I appreciate it, though, Rex. Thank you for the dono. All right. It's actually hot in here. I might take off my sweatshirt. I was gonna shower in between this game and the Winter Classic, so that was also my plan. I appreciate all the support, though, guys. It's meant a lot. We've had a lot of fun doing these commentary streams this whole season. We've done nearly 100 of them so far. And I cannot wait to do even more. Still got a whole nother, half of the season to go. And we've already done as many as we've done. It's been so much fun. Not sure what next week will look like. I might take Wednesday off. We'll see, but there will be no streams the following weekend because the following weekend is a Royals weekend and it's also my last weekend before school. I go back to school. St. Louis end, now Fowler to Falk. So there's that as well. Happy New Year. What's up, JJ? Watch your extra coverage of the juniors and Olympic teams. I've got so much duck stuff. Navavit is stuck in transit still. Oh, yeah? Is Reading an AHL team? Because I know ECHL. ECHL is no longer on strike, no. But yes, they are an ECHL team. end to Berggren. It's intercepted there by the Golden Knights at center as we approach the halfway mark. Here's a pass in front. Colasar! Was I sad everybody left FaZe? I was never one of those people that cared about FaZe. Center, halfway mark. Here's a pass in front. Colasar! Center by the Golden Knights at center. I've never been one of those people that was like in the FaZe clan. Accepted there by the Golden Knights at center as we approach the halfway mark. Here's a pass in front. Here's a pass in. Here's a pass in front. Colasar. How am I messing this up? Here's a pass in front. Colasar. All right, still not enough. As we approach the halfway mark. Here's a pass in front. Colasar. He scores. All right, I got it. We should go back and make more FaZe memes. Yes. I did enjoy the FaZe memes. Those were funny. Isn't like FaZe Clan like a gaming company? I don't even really know what it is. Isn't it like a gaming company that like they play Fortnite or whatever? Because I remember that was what they were back in their prime. Or something. I'm not sure if they're still that now or whatever. I was never into that stuff. I've always been into like sports. Intercepted there by the Golden Knights at center. As we approach the halfway mark. Here's a pass in front. Colasar! He scores!
So this teenage rapper ends up getting famous for a terrible reason. Now the guy calls himself TK. TK is 16 when this story starts, and he's living in Texas. And bro is a small-time rapper who is starting to get following. He mostly uploads his stuff to SoundCloud and
all right, that's all done. Took way longer than it should have. OG, CSGO, and COD. I think they were in the League of Legends. Okay, all right. Yeah, I've never really been like... I mean, like, I play games, but, like, I've never really been big into people that, like... I've never really been big into watching people play them. Besides, like, a very few select amount of people. Like... Obviously, the OG creators when I was a young kid, like the Diamond Mine Cart, Popular Ramos, Stampy. There's one that I'm forgetting that was really big. But all the big creators I was into, obviously, when I was younger. But after that, I was never really, like, into anybody. Like, everybody's, like, so into Speed and Kai Cenat and, like, all those guys. And I've just, like, I've never really been that big on those guys. I watched streams when I was too busy to play, like, when I was working and in school. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was big into the younger creators. Who am I rooting for? Screw it. We'll pull for St. Louis. Why not? Go Blues. I don't really have a dog in this fight. I'm not a fan of either team. But, yeah, we'll go with the Blues. Why not? Again, you guys know that, like, this doesn't really matter to me that much. I'll still call everything the same. Update the all-time Watch with Nordic score sheet. was hoping I'd say Vegas. We'll go Vegas. Doesn't really matter to me, honestly. Caden Korzak, first watch of Nordic Point. I don't care either, but I enjoy throwing a couple dollars on one of them when you stream. Oh yeah, I love putting all your guys' money at risk. Well, it's not my choice, of course, but I mean, yeah, it doesn't really matter, honestly. Vegas probably wins. I just went with St. Louis because I guess they're the underdog in a way. So. All right, that's updated. Now I got to update St. Louis's. All right, we should be ready for the start of the third period or second period here in just a moment. So again, for those who were not here, we will be live again for the Winter Classic later tonight. Not that my Winter Classic will be much different than what it usually is. It's just because we're live for it. I can't show the game, so what does it really matter? I've really been thinking all year, like, I think it's cool that they're doing it in Florida, and yeah, the backdrops and stuff are cool. Vegas looks good. They could be utilizing their shooting more on the power play. I feel like they were moving it around a little bit too much, but they have been the better team so far. The Winter Classic for me this year just does not feel the same. I loved it when it was first off outside and not in a closed roof arena. All right, I'm taking off my sweatshirt because I am hot. And no, not in that way. Well, maybe. All right, where am I? Durantula, representing Juan Duran for the Phillies. So, got that for Christmas. Shout out to my girlfriend's mom. All right. Getting ready for the start of the second period here in just a moment. Stats through 20 minutes of play. 6-4 of the shots. Faceoffs are dead even. No power play goals yet. All power plays are 0 for 2 and 0 for 1 respectively. Hits are 7-5. Block shots 6-2 Vegas. And giveaways are tied. Takeaways are also tied. They are playing with the roof open. Even though it is open, it still feels a little weird for me. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not huge. I just, it doesn't feel the same. How is it the Winter Classic when we're playing in, like, hot conditions in Florida? This will be one of those things they do once, and I'll be okay with it, and then I hope they never do it again, to be honest with you. That's kind of how I'm looking at this. All right. All right, almost ready here for the start of the second period in just a moment. Again, St. Louis will start off with a minute 38 of power play time. And we will see if they can get the win here tonight. Again, tied 1-1 after 20 minutes of play. So on the bright side, it's a good game that we got ourselves into here. Be awesome if they did it in Alaska, but that's not doable. Yeah, too cold. Well, not too cold, but just like it's too far away from any NHL area, I don't think. Maybe someday, but if they were to do that, they do like Boston, because Jeremy Swayman's from Alaska, and like Ottawa, Dylan Cousins, workhorse from Whitehorse. I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's get ready for the start of the second period here in just a moment. First period recap. Goals from Keegan Colasar, from Colton Sissons and Caden Korzak, and Alex Dorobchenko, from Matthew Joseph and Oscar Sundquist in that first period as we get ready for the start of the second period here in just a moment. As they're doing the intros here in St. Louis, players come out onto the ice. All right. My lips are super chapped as well, but I'm feeling a little bit better. I can tell my voice is starting to fatigue itself a little bit. It's going to be a little bit worse today. Just gotta, drink a lot of fluids. That's the biggest thing when you are doing stuff like this. All right, let's get ready for the start of the second period here. Again, the Blues start off with a power play to open up this period. Again, I already spoke my opinion about how I don't really like power plays that carry over. But anyway, second period between the St. Louis Blues and the Vegas Golden Knights is officially underway. Face-off one here by the Blues. They will bring it back into their own zone. Fowler through center. Puck is tipped into the Vegas end. Buchnevich wins the battle down low. Off the boards to Thomas. The point now to Fowler. Here they go. They're set up. Dvorsky to Fowler. Fowler to Dalibor Dvorsky. Dvorsky down low. Buchnevich banked off the boards and back around behind the net. Puck tipped up in the air. Hannafin gets it back. And now down low in the corner, Vegas plays it back the other way. Here's Jack Eichel. Taking it down the right side. Deeks into the zone. Fires it just wide of Hofer. As Eichel is in his first game in 7, or first game back after missing 7, is the better way to say it. Fowler tips the puck now down low into the corner here. It's Berggren trying to clear that one around. Back up to the point. Falk to Broberg. Broberg looks for options. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Neighbors to Shen. To the point to Falk. Falk to Shen. Shen pass to center is tipped out of the zone by Vegas. And the Blues will have to regroup. They'll get maybe one last chance. Falk. Bank back into the Vegas zone. Now Neighbors here in the corner. Shen trying to bank that one up to the point. Puck will slide all the way back into the St. Louis end. And that will do it for the power play. Here's Falk. Back to Broberg. Broberg to Joseph. Battling for it on the right side. Broberg tries to bank it off the boards. And clear it all the way back into the Vegas end. Hannafin battling for it down low. Picked back up then by Whitecloud. Colasar to center. Saad racing for it now. Banked off the boards. Dorobchenko trying to get to that puck. And it's cleared around behind the net, then back for Colasar on the right side. Colasar to center. Here's Sissons. Shoots that one past the likes of Hofer. Now banked back up to the point on the right side. Whitecloud cleared back down low. Saad battling for it. Trying to break that puck free. Banked around now behind the net. Falk to center. Now Tucker Cleared up there and off of Toropchenko and racing for it the other way. A lot of sticks on pucks and a lot of just center neutral zone battles. Noah Hannafin. Banked off the boards here now, intercepted by the Golden Knights. A shot! And denied there by Hofer on Barbashev. And the Golden Knights keep on their pressure here. Forgot to freaking change it to second period. Sorry about that. I gotta remember to do that. They got Doug Armstrong on the panel. Holy crap. Doug Armstrong, GM of Team Canada. Face-off coming here in the St. Louis zone. It's won by the Blues. 2-on-2 the other way. Kyrou. Intercepted there by the Knights. Barbashev through the zone. Eichel with some room. Shoots it. And it goes up and high. And all the way back out into the Vegas end. Oh my gosh. Ben Hutton behind the Vegas net. Back then for Eichel. Eichel cleared off the boards, intercepted there by Neighbors. Neighbors trying to bring that one in. Now Broberg here at the point. Broberg banks it off the boards, then down low. Vegas trying to clear. It's Bowman battling forward here. It's in his own feet. He'll backhand that one back into the St. Louis end. Racing forward is Barbashev behind the net. Intercepted now by St. Louis. Broberg banked off the boards and intercepted again by the Golden Knights. Here's Hurdle into the zone. Hurdle in front. Saved by Over. Rebounds there. And pass in front. And they still can't get it past them. And Vegas regroups. At the point, Korzak fires it. And it's blocked. He gets it back at the point. Pass back then for Dorofeev. Dorofeev to the right side. A shot. And tipped off the boards there. Korzak gets it back. Riley Smith looks for options. Back to Korzak. Korzak shoots it. Saved by Hofer. Rebounds there. And he covers it regardless. And the Golden Knights struggling to get anything past the likes of Joel Hofer here tonight. Or today, because it's a day game. It's only 4 o'clock, Nordic. Face-off coming here in the St. Louis zone. Shots are 11-4 in favor of the Golden Knights. Marner versus Falk. Face-off is won here by St. Louis, trying to clear it out of the zone. Down low, Kessel. Behind the net for Fowler. Cam Fowler banks it off the boards all the way back into the Vegas end. Hannafin off the boards there on the right side. Marner battling forward with Toropchenko. Toropchenko trying to clear that one around. Marner here in the corner. Trying to poke check that puck ahead. He can't seem to get it out. Now Sundqvist battling for it. Shot down low then by Joseph. Now Whitecloud will clear it out to center. St. Louis steals it back here. They will regroup in their own end. Still a tied hockey game. Braden Shen takes it behind his own net. Fed up to the point. Focus shot. And I don't know if that got on Hart. He may have made the save. Or it deflected wide. I'm not sure. Shen to the point to Falk. Falk shoots it. Saved by Hart on the pad. Back then on the right side, Buchnevich. Here below the hash marks. Pass to center. A shot. They score! Justin Falk! From the point. And the Blues lead 2-1. And some pressure from Vegas. And they couldn't get one past Hofer. And then Justin Falk comes down the other way. And a nice pass from Tucker, who made the shot initially, then Buchnevich would find Falk at center, and he would get that one past Carter Hart, and it's a 2-1 lead for the Blues here in the second period. Justin Falk, his 11th goal of the season in terms of live commentary streams. That is Falk's third commentary goal, his 8th point. And Carter Hart, his second goal on his 6th shot allowed. Not a great game from the New Vegas goalie. Through the zone, pass is intercepted then by Kolasar. Here come the Golden Knights the other way. Kolasar to Saad. Now down low, Kolasar, pass in front. And Sissons nearly had a chance to make it a 2-1 game. Now Keegan Kolasar down low, pass to center. Saad trying to move it through the zone. And it's banked off the boards then. Now Hutton battling for it down low. Cleared back up to the point. Magna banks it back down low. Kolasar battling for it with Tucker. Sundqvist. Pass to Toropchenko. Toropchenko will flick that one off the boards, trying to get it into the Vegas end. He'll do so successfully, tied up there by Hutton. Back then over for Sundqvist. Pass in front. It's in the crease. They score! Oscar Sundqvist on a poor defensive play in front, and the Blues lead by 2. Not even 10 shots on goal for Carter Hart. He has allowed 3 here on 7 shots. Yikes. Oscar Sundqvist, his second goal of the season. And the Blues are up by 2 here in the second period. Assisted by Toropchenko and Joseph. So both Toropchenko and Joseph with multi-point games here tonight already. Thomas banks it back down low, battling forward here at the goal line. Vegas trying to clear. Here's Jack Eichel trying to deke through the zone. Here come the Blues the other way. Cairo into the zone. Dekes around, trying to get a shot on Carter Hart. It's banked back now behind the net. Cairo, pass in front. And stolen back then by Bowman, who will get it out to center. Broberg dumps that one here into the Vegas end. Buchnevich moves to center. A shot denied by Hart. At the point, Fowler. Down low. Snuggerud shoots it wide. Blues with the puck. Snuggerud banks it off the boards here and back into the Vegas end. Hart out of his net to play it. Stolen back then by the Blues. Buchnevich will accidentally throw it out of the zone. Vegas now moving it through center. Smith intercepted. Blues will clear around the other way. Here's Jimmy Snuggerud. Snuggerud backhands it down low into the Vegas end. Shots are 11-8 in favor of the Golden Knights, but the Blues lead by 2. Here come the Knights into the zone. Hurdle drops it back. At the point now, Hannafin. Down low, Hurdle. Hurdle to Smith. Smith to Whitecloud. Tipped in the air and out of play. 2 goals from Justin Falk and Oscar Sundqvist make it a 2-goal lead for the St. Louis Blues. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe down below if you're new. I would greatly appreciate it. We are trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by June of 2026. We are basically like 900 away. Blues are doing so good. Yes, they are. Carter Hart not doing so good. 3 goals on 8 shots. That is a .625 save percentage. Obviously, that will not stay the same through the whole game, but that is brutal. That is definitely brutal for sure. Ugh. Still a little under the weather if you guys can't tell. Blues should keep Bennington out. He'll get better as the Olympics go along because that's always how it works. He'll improve in the Olympics for sure. Carter Hart, the 4th goaltender as a Vegas Golden Knight to appear in a live commentary stream. Joining Akira Schmid, Carl Lindbaum, and Aiden Hill. Aiden Hill, of course, sustained an injury back in 2025, at the beginning of the season, and has been out since. Showing off Ivan Barbashev, who won a Stanley Cup here in St. Louis. Of course, got to highlight the former St. Louis Blues that were on that Cup team. About 11 minutes to go here in the second period. St. Louis leads by 2. Marner at the point, shoots it on net, and it's swiftly blocked. Kept in the zone here, though, by the Knights. Marner battling alongside Buchnevich. St. Louis wins the battle. Falk tries clearing it out of the zone. Kept in by Howden. Howden down low. Shot. They score. Mark Stone. And the Golden Knights are back on the board. They've cut the lead down to 1. It's 3-2. And it was a rebound in front off of a nice pass from Brett Howden, and Mark Stone gets his 11th goal of the season. Of course, he was named to Team Canada a couple days ago. And it's off of a poor turnover, as Mark Stone got a rebound. And Mark Stone makes it 3-2. Noah Hannafin here off the boards now in the St. Louis end. Back out to center. Blues steal it back. Thomas into the zone. Tries getting a shot there on Carter Hart. Up to the point. Now Broberg a drive. And Carter Hart gloves it. And that's 3 goals on 9 shots for Carter Hart. Not the prettiest, of course. Shots are 13-9. 5 goals through that time. Mark Stone from Brett Howden makes it a 1-goal game. Face-off coming here in the Vegas zone. It's won by the Blues. Shot there from Kessel is blocked in front. Now Vegas takes it back the other way. Kolasar dumps it down low into the zone. Now Sissons pass in front. Tipped away there by Hofer. Now down low here, Stenberg will bank that one off the boards. Back over then for Berggren. Intercepted then by the Knights. Korzak. To the right side then for Sissons. Here come the Knights into the zone. Kolasar down low in the corner. Trying to poke check that one ahead. You'd think Vegas would win. Yeah, not great goaltending here from Hart. Some poor rebounds, unlucky plays, but it happens. Vegas can still win. It's only 3-2. Here's Korzak now in the Vegas end. Back over then for Hutton. Hutton to center. Stolen back then by the Blues. Fowler to Berggren. Berggren into the zone. Shoots it. Rebound is kicked away there from Carter Hart. And bank back off the boards here now into the zone. Dorofeev trying to bring that one in. At center. Dumped off the boards. Here's Broberg. Broberg behind the net. Banks it back down low. Jake Neighbors to Thomas. Neighbors a shot. And denied by Hart there as well. At the point, Broberg a shot. And it's also gloved by Carter Hart. And the Blues are starting to swiftly catch up to Vegas in the shooting department. And they lead 3-2. And we will head to commercial break. Blues are just bad, like they lost like 5-0 to the Avs 2 nights ago. Yeah, but upsets happen. Vegas wins today, you promise? We'll see if you're right, bro. We will see if you're right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. We are trying to get to 5K by the end of June. That's the goal here on the channel. Shots are 13-11 in favor of the Golden Knights, but the Blues have the 1-goal lead. Tyler Tucker with a multi-point game here tonight as well. It is a close one. A lot of back and forth. Not a lot of shots overall. At least so far, that's what I've observed here with St. Louis games that I've commentated this season. We've done the Blues like 3 times in the last like 3 weeks. So all right. Second period here in Enterprise Arena. 3-2 lead for the Blues. Face off in the Vegas zone. Won by the Blues. Neighbors. Clear down low then on the right side. Thomas pass in front. Is deflected back up to the point. Now Parayko banks it back down low. Thomas to Broberg. Broberg to Parayko. Parayko then down low to Kyrou. Kyrou intercepted then by Bowman. Tipped away there by Parayko, and it goes out of play with 8:39 to go in the second. Oh, wow. They're 50% off Blues Winter Classic merchandise from last year. As that game was a year ago on Wednesday. We commentated that game, of course. Face off here now in the Vegas zone. Won by the Knights. Korzak off the boards now to center. Stone. Ahead to Marner. Marner moves in. Skates it around. Will circle back. Pass in front. Deflected off of a blue and back down low. Taken back then by the Knights. A shot. Goes off of Hofer. Then Marner a shot. Is also denied by Hofer too. Joseph. Banked off the boards then for Falk. Now down low. Toropchenko cleared up to the point. Falk. Cleared down low then for Toropchenko. Toropchenko trying to feed a pass to center. Cleared off the boards then by Mitch Marner. Marner. Intercepted then by the Blues. Tucker poke checked away. Here's Mark Stone racing for it the other way. Stone a slap shot. Saved by Hofer. Rebounds there. And Howden could not get the backhand on. Stone throws it up to the point. Whitecloud. Pass over is blocked. And Tucker picks it up here in the St. Louis zone. He will clear out to center. Shen through the zone. Shoots it. Fans on the puck. Here comes Saad the other way. Saad through center. Gets it alone. And Hofer makes the save as it slides right in on him. .7:20 to go here in the second period. Still 3-2. Shots are 17 to 11 here. The Golden Knights are starting to run away with the shooting department. They've started to get the real pressure back on St. Louis, which is expected. Again, the Golden Knights are obviously the better team in terms of standings, of course. And you knew the pressure was coming. Face-off here won by the Golden Knights. Cleared around now behind the net. Down low, Blues battling for it. Dorofeev trying to get that one off the board. St. Louis trying to clear. Now Kessel down low. Banks it off the boards. Intercepted then by the Knights. Cleared down low. Snuggerud to Fowler. Fowler gets knocked off the puck, gets it right back. Tries clearing it out. It hits a blue, and the Knights keep it in. Dorofeev looks, feeds it up to the point. Hanifin, a shot, saved by Hofer, who has had to make a lot of saves here tonight. All right, face-off coming here again in the St. Louis zone. Thank you all so much for the support in tonight's stream. I really appreciate it. Barbashev versus Thomas. Face-off won by the Blues. Parayko banks it off the boards now. Broberg on the right side will clear all the way down the other way. And Vegas gets it back. Jeremy Lazone thrown to center. St. Louis steals it right back. Thomas banks it back down low. Berggren battling forward in the corner, trying to break that one free. Puck slides to center. And Berggren shoots it wide. Parayko cleared around now behind the net. Stolen back then by the Golden Knights. Eichel tips the puck then for Bowman. And he goes offsides. Nobody chatting in chat. Yeah, that sometimes happens. There's a lot of people in here, but sometimes people just like to watch the commentary and listen to it. So sometimes they don't chat, which is fine. Not a big deal. I am here to commentate. Ugh. Nose is a little bit runny. I should probably get some tissues. Face off in the St. Louis zone. Dvorsky versus Marner. And St. Louis wins the draw. Stone steals it right back into the zone. Now Howden down the right side. Gets tied up down low in the corner. Tucker trying to poke check it ahead. Howden gets it back to the point. Magna banks it around. Kept in the zone here now. Down low. Howden trying to spin it around. He gets knocked down. Here's Stone. Point to Whitecloud. Shoots it. It goes wide. Marner a chance. And it's also denied by Hofer. All right. 5.5 minutes to go in the second period. The Blues lead by 1. I appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you all so much. Means a lot. Three, 2. If St. Louis wins this period, they owe me because I put money on Vegas. Don't lose this period. Still 5.5 minutes to go. They still have a chance to tie the game up here. If I was a betting man, I would say they will tie the game up because they've been the better team. here through this point. But again, we'll see. Yes, let's go Vegas. We'll see if they can win the period, bro. They've been the better team. They've been the better team since St. Louis scored that last goal. So my odds would be on them. What's up, Cadence? Vegas has been playing pretty good because we don't have Eichel or Carlson. Vegas. Eichel's playing. Face off here in the St. Louis zone. Won by the Blues now. Bergeron out to center. Trying to poke check that one ahead. Stolen back then by the Knights. Here's Stone. Down the other way now. Takes it behind the net. Mitch Marner. On the right side to the point to Hannafin. Hannafin trying to deke around. Will backhand it around behind the net for Stone. Mark Stone battling forward here in the corner. Gets it free. Try to play it out to center. Stolen back then by the Blues and clear down the other way. Racing forward with speed is Dvorsky. Battling forward alongside Hannafin. Hannafin wins the battle. Here's Stone, who's looked very active tonight. Back then over for Saad, now behind the net. Saad gets tied up then by Broberg. And a 4-on-3 the other way. Broberg dumps it into the zone. 4:40 to go in the second period. Blues lead by 1. Saad battling forward on the right side. Buchnevich banks off the boards and back down low. Cleared all the way back into the St. Louis end. Tucker. The right side then, backhanded in then by the Blues. Now, behind that, Korzak battling for it. Sissons coming in the other way. Will backhand that one into the St. Louis zone, and it'll be a icing. 18-11 are the shots. 4 minutes to go. Phone's about to die. Oh, boy. All right. Face off here in the Vegas zone, won by the Golden Knights. Korzak to Kolasar on the right side. Kept in here by the Blues. They'll bank it back down low behind the net, trying to battle for that puck. Stolen back then at the point. Neighbors. Dekes in. Thomas to Kyrou. Kyrou down low. Parayko pass in front. Tipped in the air. And back down low into the corner and cleared out to center. Here come the Blues the other way. To center, Broberg nearly got a chance. Thomas keeps it in. Parayko down low for Neighbors, battling for that puck. Now Kyrou banked off the boards, and here come the Knights the other way. Racing forward with speed is Smith. He'll battle alongside Fowler. Now down low here for Dorofeev. Dorofeev in the corner. Banked off the boards then for Hurdle. Hurdle looks. Waits back then for Dorofeev. At the point, Dorofeev dekes into the zone. Around behind the net. Looks for options. Blues are logging up the center. And not giving him much room. Now Toropchenko steals it back. Kept in the zone though by the Knights. Hurdle intercepted. And the Blues clear. And an icing there against the Blues. As the Golden Knights were hemming St. Louis in their own zone. There for a brief moment. 2:14 to go here in the, or sorry, 2:39, not 2:14, 2:39 to go in the second. White Cloud with the goal. We'll see if you're right. Eichel versus Thomas on the draw. Face-off won by the Knights. Hutton dekes in, shoots it, and a pad save by Hofer. Eichel off the boards. Now Kyrou will clear out to center. St. Louis goes offsides. They won't blow the whistle. Hannafin takes it back. Here come the Knights the other way. Off the boards now Bowman. Bowman to Hannafin. Save by Hofer. $2:14 to go now. And a nice little save there. Think he's going to crash the net, or it'll be like a point shot. One of the two. That's the way to score. Yes, it is. All right, face off here in the St. Louis zone. Won by the Golden Knights. Stone feeds it up to the point. Hannafin keeps it in. Down low, Stone here in the corner. Trying to take that one around the right side. Will shoot it on net. It's blocked. Now Sundqvist pass to Joseph. 3-on-2 the other way. Joseph to Falk. Falk pass in front. And they couldn't get a shot on. Now Tucker a drive. And that one goes wide as well. Less than 2 minutes to go in the second period. Hannafin cleared around now down low. Racing forward is Dvorsky. Poke checked to the point to Tucker, who shoots it on net, but it was fanned on. And here come the Knights the other way. 3-on-3. Marner into the zone. Clears around behind the net. Stone to front, and nobody's there. Here's Zach Whitecloud. Over then for Saad. Saad for Magna, who will dump that one into the St. Louis zone. Now Hofer looking for options. Nearly had an error there. Now off the boards for Dvorsky, who gets it back out to center ice. Golden Knights steal it back. Here they come the other way. Saad into the zone. To the front. Poke checked away. Whitecloud. Cleared around now behind the net. Parayko steals it back off the boards. Dvorsky. Stolen back then for Saad. Saad shoots it. And it's blocked. Sissons. Down low then. Saad fires it. And that one goes wide as well. Colasar down low then. Sissons battling for it. Broberg to center. Colton Parayko now the other way. 30 seconds to go in the period. In the Vegas zone. Magna, behind the net now, Whitecloud. To the boards, the Colasar. 10 seconds left. Smith. Pass to center. Puck will slide in just wide of Hofer. Off the boards to Fowler. 3 seconds left. Tipped away and out of play with 0.5 seconds to go in the middle frame. All right. Empty net here for Vegas. They're going to try and do one of these things. Half a second. Vegas will pull their goalie if they can win the faceoff and shoot it right away, or just shoot it off the faceoff. Chances are they can tie the game here, but it does not go that way, and the period is over. 40 minutes of play is in the books. Blues with 2 goals in that second period. The Knights with 1. And the Blues lead 3-2 here in the second period. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We'll be back for the start of the third period momentarily. All right. Update the all-time Watch with Nordic scoring sheet. Lot of things we got to update here in this. Pavel Buchnevich with an assist in that period. 7th watch with Nordic Point. All right. Ugh, it's so hot in here. I'm also very hungry. I can't wait to eat after this. And then Mark Stone from Brett Howden. Stone with his 10th watch with Nordic Point. All right. Can't believe Nashville won against us. Worst team in the NHL, and they beat us. They're not the worst team in the NHL now. They once were, but they are no longer the worst team in the NHL. I think that's Winnipeg. It's either Winnipeg or Vancouver now at this point. That is the worst team. So it was Nashville. Not anymore, though. Yeah, I think the Jets might be, but it's not the Preds. Back when they beat the Blues or the Knights or whatever the Preds were, but not anymore. Yep, go figure. Oh, of course. All right, so second intermission here. Got some time between the second and the third period. Yep, Colorado, the best team in the NHL. They've been absolutely cracked. They've been absolutely insane this season. What Colorado's been doing is absolutely insane. Like, it's not even funny how good they've been. It's been crazy. All right, about 10 minutes here, likely till the start of the third period. Or at least that's what my screen says. Oh my gosh. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Still got about a couple minutes here till the start of this third period. Just taking some time to let my voice rest a little bit and chillax. Yeah. Yeah, McCarr and McKinnon are a phenomenal duo, that's for sure. Ugh. All right, it says about like 7 minutes till the start of the third on my screen. So how many goals in the third period? Good question. I have a feeling Vegas will tie it up. I could see like 2 or 3. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if we get overtime. I'm not sure if we'll get OT. We'll see. I feel like Vegas is gonna tie it though. Like I have that feeling in the back of my head that Vegas is gonna come back and tie this game. But again, we'll see. For the Knights, I think they get back one more. I think they answer back and get one more. That's what I think. All right, I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. I shall return in a moment. All right, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. Gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I think St. Louis will win 4-3. 4-3. St. Louis will score the game-winning goal and they'll win. But I could see it going both ways. Like I think Vegas probably wins it, but I'm gonna say St. Louis, just for the fun of it. All right, almost ready for the start of the third period here in about 5 minutes or so. Denmark has been relegated in the World Juniors. Ooh, ain't that one game soon? Whole Oilers goalie thing's not going well. Yeah, it hasn't been great. Obviously, what's his face got injured. Why am I blanking? Tristan Jarry got injured, so that doesn't help. Is it one of the qualifier games soon? Sweden, Latvia. Ah, oh, Sweden defeated Latvia. No! My beautiful Latvia. So now Switzerland, Czechia is on. And Switzerland's up 1-0 actually. Sweden beat Latvia 6-3. Germany put up 8 on Denmark. Jesus. And then Canada plays Slovakia tonight during the Winter Classic. Who are they putting in? It's Calvin Pickard, Connor Ingram are the two guys. All right, let's get ready for the start of the third period here between the St. Louis Blues and the Vegas Golden Knights. Your scoring here up until this point: Keegan Colasar, Alex Turochenko, Justin Falk, Oscar Sundquist, and Mark Stone with the goals. As St. Louis has a 3-2 lead through 40 minutes of play. Your stats through 40 minutes are 19-11 shots on goal in favor of the Golden Knights. Faceoffs are dead even once again, 50-50. Hits are dead even. Block shots are dead even. Giveaways are 9-8 in favor of the Blues. Takeaways are 6-5 in favor of the Blues as well. Yeah, the Canadian team's good. It's what I expected. Stacked, but it's good. All right. Thought we were ready to start the third. All right, here we go. Third period between the St. Louis Blues and the Vegas Golden Knights. We'll get started here in just a moment. They just came back from commercial break. And we'll start here in just a moment. As they all skate around the ice and get ready to go. All right, here we go. Let's get ready for the start of the third period between the St. Louis Blues and the Vegas Golden Knights. These two teams will face off one more time. It'll come in 8 days. On January 10th, it'll be in Las Vegas. And we'll see if these two teams can face off in that game and who will win that one. But first off, we got to get through this one as the Blues have a 3-2 lead heading into this third period. And here we go. It's the third period between the St. Louis Blues and the Vegas Golden Knights. And we are underway. Face-off is won here by the Golden Knights and played back into their own zone. Korzak will dump that one here into the St. Louis zone. Hofer out of his net to play it. Moves it to center then for Dvorsky. Tucker. Pass all the way up then for Berggren. Puck will slide wide of him, and that will be a icing. And Hofer nearly passed the puck in front to a Vegas Golden Knight, and that would have resulted in an own goal. That could have been very bad, but thankfully he made up for the error. Face-off now in the St. Louis zone. Won by the Knights. A shot goes wide of Hofer and cleared all the way back down into the Vegas zone. Here's Hannafin banking it back into the St. Louis end. Hofer out of his net will clear that one around all the way back out to center ice. Golden Knights have the puck. Through center now, it's Hannafin. Hannafin clears it in down low. Pass in front. Oh, that would have been bad if that went through. Hofer's had some errors here tonight so far. Bowman banks it off the boards and back down low. Taken back and cleared all the way back into the Vegas zone. Now Thomas behind the net. Drops it in front. Intercepted there by Hannafin. Hannafin back to Dorofeev. And cleared back into the Vegas end. Battling for it now down low. Korzak to center. Stolen back then by Thomas, who will try and backhand it down low. And he could not do so. Now behind the net. Blues get it back. Buchnevich a shot. It goes off a hard. Broberg the rebound. And that one is also denied by Carter Hart. Shots are now 19-13. Carter Hart, 9 goals on 13 shots. Not a great game. 769 save percentage. That 769 would be the worst save percentage in Watch with Nordic history. We'll put him down at the bottom. Golden Knights have the puck. Marner. Over then for Barbashev. Barbashev trying to bank that one down low. Lazone battling for it. Marner banking it off the board. Stolen back then by the Blues. Here they come. Buchnevich gets tied up here on the corner. Now Barbashev trying to clear that one away. And back into the St. Louis zone. Blues will regroup and try and take it the other way. Snuggerud dumps it in past Hart. Now Korzak down low. Caden Korzak holds the puck behind the Vegas net. Looking for options. Back then over for Howden. Howden will dump that one down low to Stone. Stone back to Smith. Sundqvist battling forward alongside Howden. Banked off the boards then Joseph. Pass to center. 2-on-2 the other way. Falk into the zone. Banks it around now behind the net. Sundqvist trying to bank it down low. Golden Knights get it back. Blues intercepted. Toropchenko trying to bank it down low. Now Howden the center. Smith to Stone. Back to Howden. Battling forward alongside Tucker. He gets knocked down to the ground. And back out then for St. Louis, who will break it back the other way. Blues have 2 shots so far. About 5 minutes gone here in the third period. Blues lead by 1. Kolasar to Hannafin. Back over then for Sissons as the Golden Knights will try and get it into the St. Louis end. Hofer out of his net. Banks it around the right side. Behind the net now Fowler to Berggren. Will clear out to center. Now Dvorsky. Banks it off the board. Stenberg trying to battle for that puck. Stolen back then by Sissons. Colton Sissons moves it into the zone. Battling forward on the right side. Stolen back then by the Blues. And dumped into the zone. Then Berggren racing for it. Couldn't get to that puck in time. It's cleared out to the neutral zone. Parayko dumps that one right back in. Whitecloud down low. Battling forward with Neighbors. Tomas Hertl into the zone. Broberg intercepts the pass. Now Neighbors takes it back the other way. Here come the Blues through the zone. Neighbors banks it off the boards. It goes off a referee, but the Blues get it right back. Kyrou behind the net. Throws it up to the point. Broberg to Kyrou. Kyrou in front to Thomas. Thomas to Parayko. Parayko waits. Can't get the shot on. He goes behind the net. Parayko to Thomas. Thomas tried to throw a centering pass. It's stolen back then and cleared out to center. I think St. Louis wins. Hannafin to Hertl. Hertl here at center ice. Deeks around the right side now into the corner. Tomas Hertl feeds it up to the point. Nobody is there. Puck will come out of the zone. Now Hannafin dumps it back down low. Falk on the right side. Cleared back out to center. Here come the Blues the other way. Shen into the zone. Poke checked ahead then by Hannafin. Battling forward in the corner now. Eichel gets it back. Eichel to Marner. Marner looks. Back to center then Eichel. Through the zone. Poke checked away. And kept in by Vegas. Blues trying to clear. Now Fowler gets it back to Snuggerud. And he will get it out. 14:20 to go in the third period. The Blues lead by 1. Here's Toropchenko now into the zone. We'll bank that one down low. Sundqvist fighting for it with Lazone. On the right side, Smith. Cleared all the way out to center. Here's Tucker. Tucker off the boards. Vegas battling for it now. Whitecloud off the boards and back over then for Howden. Howden intercepted by Sundqvist, who will clear all the way down the other way. And Vegas regroups. At center ice, Mark Stone now dumps it into the St. Louis end. Tucker steals it back, clears it out to center. Racing for it with speed then is Dvorsky. Play back on the right side, Berggren battling for it. Stolen back then by Stenberg, who backhands it down low. Otto Stenberg, the young rookie, playing in his 8th NHL game. 4 assists. Kolasar, back up to the point. A shot from Korzak into the chest of Hofer. And Vegas gets their 20th shot of the game. 13:08 to go. Blues lead by 1. You bet your house, you better hope that Vegas comes back and wins then. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe down below if you're new. We are 4 away from 4,100 and about 900 away from 5,000. Your guys' support is greatly appreciated. It means a lot to me. Over here stressing over a $70 Vegas money line. Don't worry, bro. There's still plenty of time. Shots are 20-13. Joel Hofer now finding himself with a .900 save percentage on the dot. All right. Back here from commercial break. It looks like all the Vegas dads are here on the trip. So it's a Golden Knights dad trip tonight. That's pretty cool. Face off here in the St. Louis zone. Won by the Golden Knights. Broberg banks it off the boards. Neighbors battling for it now on the right side. Neighbors brings it into the zone. He'll clear that one around behind the net. At the point, a shot. And bank back away. Thomas battling forward here now down low. Neighbors up to the point. Now Broberg with an opportunity. He fumbles the puck. And down low, chance in front. And Kyrou shot it just wide. Jordan Kyrou behind the Vegas net. Golden Knights get it back. Hannafin will shoot that one out of play. It looked like it hit Cam Fowler. Hopefully he's okay. He looks fine. Win for the dads? Oh, yeah. Gotta win for those fathers. Face-off will come here now at center ice. Blues get it right back. Trying to bank that one into the zone. Huge hit there by Magna. Down low in the corner. White Cloud battling for it then with Toropchenko. Now 10 minutes to go here in the third period. Vegas gets it back. Magna banks it off the boards all the way back to center ice. Here come the Blues the other way, or at least they tried to come the other way, and Dorofeev steals it right back. Vegas needs a goal. Here's Dorofeev through the zone, over then for Bowman. He shoots it, and fans on the puck. Gets it right back. Dorofeev moves in, dekes around. He scores! Wait, no he doesn't! Oh my gosh, how did that stay out? How did that stay out? And the whole Golden Knights bench is saying, hey, that had to have gone in. The Golden Knights are celebrating. They'll take a look at this. How did that stay out? There is no way he had over. Yeah, that's in. That's a goal. That's a good goal. Pavel Dorofeyev ties the game. Dorofeyev put it in, but Tucker pushed it right back out, but that crossed the goal line. That's a good goal. Calling the ice is good. Pavel Dorofeyev. And we have a tied hockey game. Dorofeyev, his 16th goal of the year from Braden Bowman. Yep, good goal. 3-3. And the Golden Knights have tied the game. I was like, yeah, no, that had to have gone in. How did that not go in? Pavel Dorofeyev with his 4th goal in a commentary stream off of another turnover. And the Golden Knights have tied it at 3 apiece here in the 3rd period. I was like, how on earth did that stay out? Because Dorofeyev had Hofer beat. Interesting. All right, face-off here now at center ice. 11:30 to go here in the 3rd period. The Golden Knights have tied the game. At the point, St. Louis has got it. They bank it back down low to the corner. Shen on the right side to the point. Cleared around now into the corner. Buchnevich trying to throw it up to Kessel. I cannot play a replay. It's copyright, sadly. Korzak trying to bank that one off the boards. Mark Stone now to center. Puck will slide all the way back into the St. Louis end for a icing in favor of the Golden Knights, or in favor of the Blues. So Pavel Dorofeyev from Braden Bowman, and the young rookie in Bowman picks up his 9th assist of the season. Dorofeyev gets his 16th goal of the year. And the Golden Knights have come back from down 3-1 and have tied the game. Yeah, so I manually changed that. When you sub, I have to manually change it. Like here, look. That's so that I can keep track of how many subscribers I've gained throughout the stream. But I started with 488, so. Thank you for the sub, though. I appreciate it, Quincy. Here come the Knights the other way. On the right side, then cleared back behind the net. Smith battling forward here with Stone. Sissons fighting here in the corner. Blues get it back. Parayko skates it around now behind the net. Parayko pass all the way back into the Vegas end. It'll be an icing against the Blues. Let me change that back so I remember how many subs I've earned. Face-off here in the St. Louis zone is won by the Golden Knights and cleared all the way back into the Vegas end. Hannafin banks it back down low. Hofer around to the right side to Broberg. Thomas taking it back the other way. Here come the Knights. Here come the Blues into the zone. Thomas to pass to center. And Kyrou could not get that one in time. Here's Eichel trying to play that one ahead. Stolen back then by the Blues. Kyrou to Neighbors. Saved by her rebounds there. And jammed away. Thomas at the point. Bank back down low into the corner. Robert Thomas to Broberg. Shoots it. And that one is also blocked. Now Neighbors waits. Fires it. And it goes wide of Carter Hart as well. Cleared back down low. Thomas to the point then. Kyrou shoots it. And up in the air and out of play. And Marner is hurt, as he might have blocked a shot there. It didn't look like he was okay after that. But Pavel Dorofeyev ties the game on the dad's trip. 9:40 to go. It's 3-3. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Coming up on 900 views on this stream. Thank you all so much for that. All right. Grab another water. Six, 7. Where do you see 6-7 at? All right. Here in the Vegas zone. Now Justin Falk picks up the puck. Blues dump it down low. Snuggerud. Cleared out to center. Falk. Banks it back now on the right side. Lazone. Over then for Colasar. Intercepted. Puck stays in there then for the Knights. Do I still think Blues win? Yes. I have faith. $8:57 to go here in the third period. We are tied at 1. At the point now, Magna. To the right side. Whitecloud a shot. And glove by Hofer. And we get some pushing and shoving here in front from Colasar and Tucker. Gotta plug my phone in. Hello Kitty night. They do a Hello Kitty night in St. Louis? Jesus. That is quite a theme, I must say. I don't know if I've seen a theme like that. All right. $8:46 to go in the third period. Hurdle versus Dvorsky on the draw. And faceoff is won here by the Blues. Fowler battling for it down low. In the corner, Golden Knights get it back. Hurdle to the point. Hannafin shoots it. Tipped in front off the post. Rebound. They hit the post again. It stays out. Unbelievable. And the Blues get bailed out. Hannafin at the point. Takes it around the right side. Still a back end. Hurdle a shot blocked. And it slides out of the zone. Blues are tired. Hurdle with 8 minutes to go. 22-16 are the shots. What a sequence of events. Puck went off the post and hit the post twice during that stretch. Parayko banks it off the boards all the way down the other way. Korzak in the corner trying to bank that one off the boards. Down low. Smith to Lazone. Eichel trying to clear that one out. Vegas will dump it back into the zone. Now Parayko on the right side, banks it off the boards. Golden Knights try and clear. They keep it in the zone. Eichel on the right side. Snuggerud intercepts it from Eichel. And off the boards then, here comes Berggren. Berggren brings it into the zone, gets knocked down by Whitecloud. Snuggerud joins the battle right away. Marner off the boards. Clears it back into the St. Louis zone. Tucker battling for it now with Brett Howden. Here's Tucker now the other way. Poke checked by Smith. And St. Louis gets it right back. Puck tipped in the air and goes out of play. 6:50 left to go here in the third period. And some huge tips. Puck went off the post twice during that sequence, I believe. No, one went off the pad of Hofer. Oh my goodness, what a stop. Blues need to take more shots? Yes. Tucker on the right side then for Neighbors. As Neighbors clears that one down low. At the point, Blues got it. Parayko a shot, saved by Hart. Now Smith will clear that one down low for Stone. Hofer out of his net to play it. On the right side then, Tucker battling forward alongside Smith. Trying to get that one free. Falk does so successfully. Bank back over then for Kyrou. Jordan Kyrou through the zone. Back to Kessel. Kessel shoots it on Hardy. Stick handles it away. And back over then for Riley Smith, who will bank it down the other way. Puck slides in down low. Now Berggren around for Kessel to the right side for Dvorsky. Trying to clear. Berggren skates it through center. No problem, man. Appreciate you being here. 5:50 to go in the third. Back out to center now. Brandon Saad battling for it. Back to Dvorsky. 5 minutes to go in the third period. Time is winding down. Blues trying to handle the puck. Golden Knights take it back the other way. Saad trying to skate around Broberg in the corner here now. Back for Parayko. Parayko to center. Snuggerud dumps down low then for Carter Hart. Whitecloud to Hurdle. Hurdle back for Whitecloud now. Takes it around the right side and could not get that one fully in there on Hofer. A whistle is blown here for, I think, an offsides. Huge sequences here for both sides. And with 5:11 to go, we have a tied hockey game. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Great World Junior games as well. I know, dude. 100%. I'm looking forward to them. I'll probably watch U.S. and Slovakia while I wait for the Winter Classic to start. I saw Sweden defeated Latvia. Last I checked, it was 1-0 Switzerland against the Czechs. Checking to see what it is now. Yeah, it's still 1-0. 1-0. Looks like the end of the first. Leon Mugli with the goal. So Switzerland looking to get the upset. Will there be OT? Yes. Yeah, sucks that obviously aligns with this. Thank you all for 4,100, by the way. We just reached that milestone. Thank you all so much. It sucks that the Winter Classic is on the same day as this, that I could commentate the quarterfinals, but I'll be doing the semifinals on Sunday, and then Monday as well. We'll be doing the bronze and gold medal games. All right. 3-3 here in St. Louis in the final 5 minutes of play. Here down low in the Vegas end, Hanifin trying to clear that one around. Dorofiev on the right side, banked out to center all the way back into the St. Louis zone. Hofer around that and cleared all the way back into the Vegas zone. Hanifin behind the Vegas net. Holds the puck. 4:30 to go. Vegas trying to move it through the zone. Puck is tipped up in the air and back down low. Now Tucker. Over then for Kyrou. 3-on-3. Kyrou gets it through center. Golden Knights steal it right back. Blues get it back. They'll clear it down low. Eichel through the zone, trying to deke in. Stolen back then by the Blues, and they will clear down the other way. Shots are 22-18 here in favor of the Golden Knights with 4 minutes to go. Hofer out of his net to play the puck. Broberg banks it around, kept in by the Knights. Barbashev wraps it around, stolen back then by the Blues, and cleared back the other way. Dvorsky dumps it back down low. Puck goes wide of Carter Hart. Hello, Heather. For your grandma, that's awesome. Hello, Heather. At the point now, Hanifin. Trying to bank that one around the boards. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. We are heading into the last couple of minutes here of this game. 3 minutes to go in regulation. Zach Whitecloud banked off the boards. Falk racing for it now down low. Banks it around behind the net. Now Tucker takes it back for Sundqvist. Over then for Toropchenko. Toropchenko trying to bring that one into the zone. Broken off the boards there by Lazone. Still down low here in the Vegas end. Cleared out to center. Tyler Tucker looks for options. He'll shoot that one down low. At the point, Falk banks it around behind the net. Buchnevich gets knocked off the puck. Vegas trying to take it right back. Here they come the other way. 3-on-3. Sissons to Sada shot. And a save by Hofer. It looked like it could have slid through, but Hofer kept it out. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe down below if you're new. Banked off the boards here now. Puck goes up in the air and out of play. With 2:16 to go here in regulation. Oh, it went off the blocker. It looked like it might have went through Hofer's 5-hole, and I got kind of scared for a moment. But no. Hofer still made the initial save. Shots are 23-17 in favor of the Golden Knights. Battling for it down low in the corner, approaching the final 2 minutes of play. Hurdle, wraparound chance, could not get that one through. Here come the Blues the other way with speed. It's Neighbors, banks it off the boards. Racing for it now down low with Stenberg. Fighting for it alongside Hanifin. Neighbors takes it back. Down low then for Falk, shoots it, and it goes wide of Hart. Hurdle, bank back down low then for Zach Whitecloud. Whitecloud then to Hanifin. Hanifin tries clearing it down low. It's taken back the other way. Here's Snuggerud. 2-on-1. He shoots it. Save. Rebound. They score! Braden Shen The Blues have taken the lead with 1:33 to go. They stave off the Vegas comeback for now. Braden Shen, the captain. It's 4-3 St. Louis. Unbelievable. Braden Shen, his 9th goal of the season. And we might see a challenge here. I'm looking at the call. Snuggerud shoots it. It goes off of Shen's leg. They might try and challenge for a kick. You never know in those instances. Kicking motions. All right. All right, no kicking motion. So they're not going to call that. All right. 1:30 to go. And the Blues lead by 1. So Vegas will try and pull their goaltender and attempt to make another late comeback. Empty net here for Vegas. Noah Hannafin regrouping in his own zone. Eichel will dump that one in on Hofer. He'll shoot for the empty net. It goes all the way the other way and just wide. Oh, man. Buchnevich gets it back, though, down low. Eichel trying to clear. It'll go back down the other way. Hurdle fans it around. Will look for options. Last minute of play in regulation. Stone poke checked away and back out to center. 43 seconds to go. Shots are 25-19. Thomas held at the blue line. He'll shoot for the empty net. It's blocked by Marner. Less than 30 seconds to go. Marner to Dorofeev. Back for Hurdle. Hurdle battling on the right side. Parayko will try and clear. It's kept in at the line. Parayko steals it right back. Flicks it up in the air. It'll go wide. And in for an icing with 8 seconds to go. Joel Hofer nearly got the empty netter. That would have been crazy. And the Golden Knights are going to call a timeout. Joel Hofer nearly got an empty net goal there. He was just a couple inches wide. And the Golden Knights will call a timeout with 9.2 seconds left. Golden Knights will get an empty netter. Whew. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. We just hit 4,100. Thank you all so much. We are now less than 900 away from 5,000. Face-off in the St. Louis zone is immediately won by the Blues. It's blown dead, though. So they will add time back to the clock. 9.2 seconds left. Face-off is tied up here on the right side. Blues will clear down the other way. It'll trickle just wide, and they will call another icing with 1.8 seconds left. 1.8 seconds to go. All right, crunch time. Extreme crunch time. Here for the Knights. It's Thomas versus Hurdle. Ironically enough. Face-off. Face-off is won by the Blues, and it's over. Happy New Year! The Blues win 4-3 with a final goal by Braden Shen with 1:30 left. And St. Louis gets the 4-3 win. Braden Shen from Snuggerud and Buchnevich makes it a 4-3 St. Louis win. Hofer nearly got an empty net goal there. It would have been crazy if we got a goalie goal today. But regardless of that, the Blues get the 4-3 win. And that will do it for me in this one. Guys, we will be back in an hour or two for the Winter Classic. So get ready. That is coming up here in a little bit. But regardless, that'll do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, subscribe down below if you're new. Thank you all for the support today. It means a lot to me. But anyways, that is it for me. I will see you guys